I am in love with this machine now that I have it sorted out. I had two issues with this machine when I bought it from the original owner. It had been sitting, he bought it new in 2010. He paid over $11,000 for this out the door, including tax and the rack and the color match trunk, which I got with it, but it's still in the box. He never used it either. But he decided to sell it after it had been sitting for who knows how many years. I'm guessing since 2015 up until he decided to sell it in 23. I bought it at the end of October or beginning of November of 23. And it had 7,500 miles on it. And when I brought it home, I took it for a ride, and it had a hesitation. Maybe you need to run it. And then in the video I made that first ride, I thought that maybe it was something like throttle position sensor, which I have no experience with. It was just a stupid guess on my part. But it turned out to be fuel problems from stabilizer in the fuel. And what I ended up doing was it stuck me 40 miles from home. I had to go and retrieve it with my trailer, which wasn't here. I had to go get it. It was a pain in the ass that day. But I ended up taking out the fuel pump, cassette, filter, everything in the bottom of the tank, and I saw that the fuel filter was plugged, and I have a video on YouTube showing that, and I cleaned all that mess up, and I got I was able to get my whole arm inside the fuel tank with a Scotch-Brite pad and brush all of that white powder that was left over, and some of it was still clumped to the bottom of the gas tank. I was able to get all that out. I put it back together, and it still wasn't running beautifully. It had a couple hesitations on me. It actually stalled on me twice. And I thought, now what? So what I ended up doing, I researched and found that the spark plug caps on these are a problem around the world. What do you want? Just a minute. And I bought some spark plug caps, and boy, once you start feeding them, I bought some spark plug caps, and the hesitation went away. They develop what's called voltage leak. Now voltage leak, as they get old and cracked from the heat, and the symptoms for that is it feels like somebody turned the key off just for a second and back on, and that's what it was doing. So I bought these spark plug caps, and the hesitation is gone. I've been riding it now. I rode it about maybe 500 miles. It's been fine. Okay, I also replaced today these bumper covers. They're both veterans on this machine, and these were only about $8 or $9 a piece. I got them on eBay. A seller on there named not Godzilla but Partzilla sells them. Well, they sell all parts, but I went through the minor ordeal of looking up the part numbers, and I found them, and they had them. They were like $8 a piece. And here's the part numbers. For the right one, it's 64260 MEW 920. And for the left one, it is 64360 MEW 920. And like I said, they're about $8 a piece. And they look great. So now I have the bike completely sorted. New spark plug caps, and spark plugs while I was in there. And the new bumper covers. And for a while there, when I was riding this, I don't know why, but I thought this had 13,000 miles on it. And here, when I went into the owner's manual to set the clock, I discovered that I had it set to kilometers, not miles. So it wasn't 13 something, it was 8,330 miles, which makes me happy. Anyway, I would rate this at a damn near perfect machine. I actually like it better than the 2 Honda Pacific Coasts that I had. My first one got totaled from behind while I was waiting at a stop sign. It was the most profitable paid 9-month vacation of my life. And I replaced it with another Pacific Coast. And that replacement Pacific Coast I rode for 24 years. Without anything going wrong with it. Not even a burned out bulb. Just tires, oil changes, spark plugs. It still had the original brake shoes in the back. I don't know why you need a 250 horsepower disc brake in the rear on a motorcycle. I think that's just a gimmick. Because if you're braking hard, you're transferring all the weight to the front. And your back end's even lighter and more prone to locking under heavy braking. But I'd rather have the lighter, unsprung weight, the less flywheel effect. And anyway, don't get me started on that. I think this motorcycle could do fine with a single disc. Just like the original CB750 Honda, a single disc was plenty. That front, there's 500 horsepower sitting there. It's unnecessary. Anyway, this is an adult's motorcycle. You know, and I sold my Kawasaki Z400 because he could tell I wasn't going to be riding it much once I fell in love with this. So I am thrilled with this bike. And like I said, I've been riding it for a few weeks now, and it has not had even a single hiccup since I replaced the spark plug caps, the spark plugs, of course, and the bumper covers, and of course I had to clean the fuel filter. It's funny, in the service manual, Honda doesn't say to replace the fuel filter, it says clean it. And the fuel filter is only about that big at the bottom of the fuel pump. It's like a piece of gauze. And, well, they know better than I do. And it's working. But I did clean the entire inside of the gas tank. You can see that in a video I put on there. I got my arm in there with a Scotch-Brite pad and loosened all that powder that was left behind by the stabilizer that the original owner put in there, because the bike sat for 8 years. From 2015 was the last time it was inspected, up until I bought it in 23. He paid it was over $11,000 for this machine new, which I thought was outrageous for 2010. But anyway, I have it all sorted, and I'm happy. If I run into any other issues, I'll make a video. See you there.